We are live here for Friday night football, and a gorgeous night it is here at Perry Park Recreational Centre. We're on the synthetic. We have the finest referees and assistants around. Hillary in front of us, Vlad in the middle. Gorillas love when Vlad and Hillary are reffing us. We seem to have good luck with them, and they're always on top of things. Coogee were the slacker in the warm-up. They didn't have all the numbers that they had wished for tonight, and I believe a replacement goalkeeper as well. Not the same keeper they had as I saw for the last few minutes against Pagewood, and it is Coogee kicking off. I didn't get to get their names off their manager, Me Wing T Little, as Patrick Summerfield puts on the pressure up front. Gorillas currently sitting on top of the table as that throw-in comes in, and Coogee 3 points behind them. Gorillas on 15 out of a possible 18, and Coogee on 12 out of a possible 18. Brucey working down the line, comes back to Dermot Macmillan, who is a quality player in left back position or in midfield, or wherever he fancies to be played. Really, it's up to his best mate Declan Moore, who is the coach of the Glebe Gorillas, to decide that. And trying to keep it in on the far side is Donny, playing it back into the middle towards Barnsey. They do have Rupert, who's also on the bench for the Glebe Gorillas tonight, and Steve, who's just walked by, along with Omar, Brian and Luke as well. The new French signing for the Glebe Gorillas will be a long throw from Joe, the right back, who stepped in to that position recently. Long ball being played past here, and it is Lynchy who did get to it in the end. Not Lynchy at all, it was Ed who got back, coming back from an injury, and that would have really tested him. He does have a quick striker to play against, and it is the first corner. Coogee always seem to play this short and then curl it in to the back post. If the Gorillas are aware to this, there doesn't seem to be anybody moving towards the back post at this point. Phil's got his arms in the air, and Nolly, who is a late addition to the Gorillas team, is marking up. Header one at the near post by Joe, excellently cleared out to halfway. It will be throw-in to Coogee on the far side. This is one of the hottest leagues, the Friday night league, even though it is chilly when these games are often being played. Does have a lot of quality players here, and Coogee definitely have a lot of those on show tonight, and winning their second, not a second corner. It is seems to be a corner. It was a flag indicating it was a goal kick, but confirmed by our referee, and Coogee are bringing up their big centre backs who need to be marked, and that's the quick threat of a quick fast corner from Coogee. Again towards the near post, won again by the Gorillas, and Donny just clears it long towards Pat into the middle. Aerial challenge won by Coogee, and it is the Gorillas on the break on the far side. Pat trying to turn and bring someone into play, plays it off a Coogee player and receives it back. Nice cross into the back post, and that's Bruce who's getting it under control any moment now. Plays it back to Dermy, who can definitely swing it in left-footed from there. Plays it simply into Barnsey in the middle, who's been a great addition to the Gorillas this year, and Dermy hasn't got his passing boots perfectly on at this point. He is an excellent passer of the ball. We will see that throughout the game, as well as a crosser. One of his best mates from Northern Ireland is behind the bench there, Gaz Burns. He didn't want to speak on camera. He does have a couple of sneaky beers that he's having, chatting away to Brian O'Rourke, one of the first players to play for the Gorilla over 35s, and that comes back to Nolly, and possible free kick decision. It is Declan Moore who plays it back, ex-Gaelic football player, plays it to Lynchy, who leave it for Nolly, who definitely want to swing this in between himself and Dermy. They do have excellent quality getting it into the box, and Nolly, who had a slight injury and did rule himself out for this game earlier, is playing, as you can see, in the centre of midfield, the more advanced midfielders for the Glebe Gorillas, previously of the Glebe Gorillas Premier League team, as that comes in low and takes a deflection, goes out for a corner. Didn't expect that it was going to go near post. I thought it was going to be long and flighted and curled at the far. different mind frame from Ian there. Maybe he doesn't want to risk his injury, and that's why he's hit that shot. Ball in towards the back post, gone over everyone. Seemed to come off a Coogee player last. Will be a goal kick to Coogee, and the Gorillas are told to face up by their manager Declan Moore. Playing it short across the back. They did hammer Pagewood 7-0 at Hensley Athletic Field last week. I got to see the last few minutes of that, and that's played by Dermy and headed back perfectly to their keeper. Throws it out long. Under a lot of pressure, but confident on the ball. The black and white of Coogee in the first big decision of the day. And referee stepping in, making sure that that doesn't escalate as Coogee tried to play it quickly. Referee just stepping in, making sure that that does not escalate. He has allowed it to go ahead without issuing any cards, which will be a benefit to the Glebe Gorillas, who did commit that foul. Long ball from Coogee onside. Told to turn out, and Donny wins it on the right hand side. Under a little bit of pressure, plays it down to Pat, who does get contact there and looks to play it into the middle, intercepted. Coogee tackled fairly in the eyes of many there, and it will be a Gorilla free kick actually. I did think that the tackle from the Glebe Gorilla player was fair. He was fouled in making that tackle, and there seems to be something escalating here in the middle, and the referee knows he's going to have a big night now and does issue the cheese. I'm not sure which player that was. It looks like number 9 in the middle for Coogee. It's a lot of battling over and back and little shoves there between the striker and Lynchy at the back. That's Chris Lynch, the number 5, and Vlad is just saying, okay guys, don't need anyone more to go into the book. We are going to play on with this free kick. Played out to Joe on the right hand side, who signed from Barnstonworth this year. He was on the committee with them, and he'll be a massive loss to that club and a big benefit to the Glebe Gorillas, who do have a throw on the far side with that very man Joe. Throwing down the line, flicked on. Pat trying to get involved. Coogee taking a touch in the middle and playing that long ball, and he's onside. Half a chance for Coogee. Hit the side netting. It is very much long ball, and that is working for Coogee at this point. And shouting coming from Dermot Macmillan, who's on the ball at the moment, plays it into Ian, to Barnesy I should say. Under a lot of pressure, plays it to John, who's had an excellent last few games for the Gorillas, who can also play a long ball. Brucey trying to get a touch on it, plays it in left-footed and just goes harmlessly over the bar. And here's a shout from Ed in defence, telling him to get it under. We've played just under 10 minutes here in the first half. It has been a little bit feisty, nothing too much. I remember being complimented by Coogee management previously, saying that it was nice to play against the Glebe Gorillas because they played football, not like other teams. Coogee throwing it into the middle, nice little 1-2, little bit of space here, and Bruce steps up to close that space. So does Nolly, switching across centre back. Will go out to the left full back in a moment, getting his head up, and they're taking it under control, not under a lot of pressure here. Coogee, they're not going to play a long ball yet. There it goes. It always is going to be that long ball, and Gorillas seem to be aware to it now. And as Donny was trying to turn there, he got lucky, and Ed stepped in and won that. John just calming it down for the Gorillas in the middle, and Ian plays a cracker of a ball to Brucey, who's under a lot of pressure, and Coogee might claim that ball, but it does go the way of the Gorillas. Hillary did have her flag up in that direction. Brian O'Rourke unlucky on the bench not to be starting this game. He's been absolutely class for the Glebe Gorillas. either in goals this season or previous seasons, and playing in the middle as well. He's been very, very good. And big offside shout there from Coogee, nothing given, and it will be a long ball again, you'd imagine. And good tackle there from the Gorillas, ends up at a Coogee left back boot. Looking to link up with the striker here in the middle, linking up with centre mid, and there is an offside. Lino was right on top of that. Excellent call from Hillary. Saw the winger just getting a little bit ahead of Joe Peters there on the wing. Will be an indirect free kick for the Glebe Gorillas. Vlad determining it must be played from further back, and I absolutely agree with him. Diarmuid Macmillan looking for the ball. Another one of those players came up from the Glebe Gorilla Premier League team. Arguably the best, and arguably, because there is a lot of quality players, and Lynchy gets up to win that header, importantly for the Glebe Gorillas. As I finish my sentence, arguably the best player. Rupert Murray, excellent tackle by John. Loads of shouts from Coogee, nothing wrong with that at all. And Ian switches it over to Barnesy, who's got a little bit of pace, and he's got a lot of pressure on top of him. It turns nicely to Diarmuid Macmillan, who takes some of that space. Under pressure, he gets taken out off the ball, and referee will bring it back. He does allow advantage at the best of time, Vlad. He might be having a word with the Coogee player here. Nothing at all. He's just marking out where the free kick is from, and he will march back the wall, of which there is only one in the Coogee wall at this point. And Ian will hit this again. I'm pretty sure this will go towards the back post, but Diarmuid Macmillan hits that one.
Yes.
Oh, and Donny was coming in back post. It was a nice swing. There's a lot of pace on it, and we do have those both options with Macmillan and Ian able to ping them into the box. We did notice that when the Coogee centre backs came up that they were big, tall lads, and they'd probably eat up a few of them crosses, and the Gorillas have to think outside the box as a result. Coogee slowing it down just a little, can't play it short now, we'll be playing it long, and we'll see what kind of a kick out the keeper has. Not fantastic. It comes towards Ian, who takes it under control nicely, as well as playing for the Glebe Gorillas Premier League team. He's played NPL also in Australia, and he was on the books with Nottingham Forest as a young lad, and that's the quality you're seeing in this over 35 league, and seeing when the Glebe Gorillas, who are top of the table at this early point of the season. Nice pass outside the boot, and Diarmuid Macmillan gets into it. He doesn't even ask for that. He knew it came off him, and Coogee will hopefully respect that and do the same if it comes off them. Lots of movement from Coogee. Nice ball back in, and time there, but Bruce just let it go and got the pressure away from the Gorillas, and Lynchy and Dermy are looking to mark up here and get out at the same time. Coogee are in offside positions, not anymore. Time called for Joe Peters on the far side. He might take a few yards here and try and pass it into the middle. No obvious option. John made the best run there, but it's been played into Barnesy, who chips it forward to Pat, who was making that run, and well won by the centre back and cleared down the line back to Peters. Big switch and excellent stuff, and did have a little bit of time there on the ball. Had to be a little bit of a rush and a shout towards the referee for a foul as well. I didn't see anything that was foul worthy. Flicked forward, and the keeper will take this one. That's Phil Lister, who hasn't had an awful lot to do in this first half so far. Neither keeper has. We've only played 15 minutes. Eduardo Dialario, an excellent passer of the ball. When the Gorillas got a walkover last week, they played against the Glebe Gorillas Premier League team, and Eduardo Dialario played in goals for the Prems team. He was absolutely class with his distribution, and he goes, I'm a centre back, I need to be, but not all centre backs are as good as him on the ball. Dialario flicked on. by Ian, coming towards Donny, who loses his balance for a second and is cleared by Coogee. Headed forward, finds a Coogee shirt. That long ball again, and they're always saying they're in, and that is the run. The Gorillas might, well, lovely little flick there, and big challenge in the back. No attempt on the ball, and referee might issue the cheese. It doesn't look like he is going to. Coogee are playing that more physical side to the game. The Gorillas are able to do it as well. They're just not really showing it at this juncture in the game. Vladimir Alter, our referee, doesn't show another yellow card, and it will be Nolly to hit this one in towards the box. Nolly hits it in to the left wing and headed on by Bruce. Two Coogee heads up there, and they were calling for it nicely and flicked on towards the centre mid, and that was flicked on almost perfectly, and Eduardo De Ilario with excellent feet plays it over to Lynchy, who's got Dermy with a little bit more time now, and Coogee have got good fitness. They are chasing an awful lot, and Pat gets a little tug there, and referee allows it to play on, and Coogee are comfortable in the back till they thump it long, and do find their striker with that long thump. Remind you, these two played in the final last year. Coogee had beaten Dunbar as a ball is crossed in and keeper lets it go wide. Coogee had beaten Dunbar in the playoffs after finishing second in the ESFA over 35 league last year. Pat has lost something over here. One of the Coogee players had just thrown it on the ground, or trying to throw it there. I'm not sure what it is. And Gorilla's trying to play out from the back here. Lynchy turns nicely, and he's looking for someone who's in a comfortable position. Nobody is really making excellent runs, and turns into a long ball from the Gorillas, and Donny got up there excellently again, as did Pat. Coogee just play it back to their keeper, and Gorillas are marking up quite well. There's nothing obvious on, and that's a throw into the middle and a flick on, and Lynchy was very aware where his keeper was and where the striker was. Phil only got 8 seconds to do that. Referee was letting him know that time was ticking down, and comes in towards Bruce. Well won by the Coogee fullback. An effort here to the right and wide. Gorillas not playing out as comfortable from the back as they would like. It is the early stages of the game, and it doesn't suit every team, to be honest. Lynchy looking to take this one, and Bruce and Pat are conjoined in the middle. Lynchy hits it perfectly towards Bruce, and fullback did well to get his body in the way. Contact there, you could hear it from here. We're playing on. Pat playing it, and we're on the ground with a Coogee player. Ball by Nolly to the back post, fall towards John. Still that Coogee player just emerging from the ground now. Gorillas back in, get a corner. Referee will check if he's okay now. Gorillas looking to get ahead in this game. It would be fantastic with just under 20 minutes played. Little bit of movement in the box towards the keeper, who takes it excellently and will try and distribute excellently as well. Slows it down a little bit, rolls it to his full back. Coogee with a long ball, a shout of time from Declan Moore, and Lynchy had a little bit of pressure on him, decides to go for a run to Barnesy. Ed is an option as well. Has to go back to his keeper, and Dermy looks for it. It's an excellent ball, an excellent knock by Diarmuid Macmillan that will fall for Pat. Back over to Bruce, who wasn't aware where the full back was and gives away a free kick. Steve warming up here for the Glebe Gorillas, another new addition. His missus supports Nottingham Forest and she'll be delighted that they're technically safe staying up for another season of Premier League football. Oh, dirty challenge, to be honest, and I would dish out some cheese for that myself. Not a clear attempt to play the ball at all. The player doesn't look injured, however, so maybe the referee's taken that into account and decided not to book John. Macmillan's got a player behind him. He's got two coming towards him. Coogee looking to play a long ball into the box. Comes towards Lindsay, but Coogee win it firstly, and Joe got to the next ball left-footed. Donny just adds to it. It's totally a time, but when it's coming at your head like that, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Very tight between these two teams. It is the long ball. It's created the better chances at this stage, I'd have to say, for Coogee. Looking to put in a cross here, and they do. Front post. Good challenge that falls to Lister in goals. Bruce isn't even looking for it on the left wing. Thrown and told to turn there, Ian. Under a lot of pressure, gets the ball over to John. He's got a man on. Shouts from the centre back to the referee saying free kick there, but Gorillas kept the ball and Alter allowed it to play on. Throw in for the Glebe Gorillas on the far side. This video is sponsored by Awake Water. Next game for the Glebe Gorillas will be against Glebe Wanderers in the Glebe Derby. Glebe Wanderers are playing Dunbar Rovers, I believe, tonight. That's second against fifth. Another big tie on Friday night football here in the eastern suburbs. Gorillas didn't work out well, and you can hear their manager Declan Moore roaring, and Coogee just trying to go out comfortably but push them all the way back to their keeper, and he plays a decent pass that they will keep in play on the left wing. Not sure if that is Juan playing on the far side, and referee hasn't got an official, and Moore is just saying play on there, and Coogee have an effort and taken easily enough by Lister, and the advice from Declan Moore is very much to my own advice for the Gorillas. Just play on in those situations. Brucey pressing down the line. He's well matched with that full back tonight. They're battling well. Brucey comes out better there and puts in a cross to the back post. Falls to Nolly, tries to take one on, and Coogee looking to break here. Falls to the Gorillas again. John on the ball. John turns back. It's a long range effort and probably the best chance the Gorillas have had in the first 25 minutes of this game, and Nolly's got better quality than that. This will be coming towards Diarmuid Macmillan, and he's taken a couple of steps back looking to advance onto this ball and beat the Coogee winger. Macmillan won it, but it falls to a Coogee player. Good challenge by Macmillan, who got back. Oh, Coogee roaring at each other. Midfielder telling the winger, you were offside, how could I pass you, get in a better position. Didn't think he made the best decision himself in the middle as the Gorillas playing down the line. Referee allows it. We're playing on, squared.
Come on, Shay.
And Bruce puts it away. The referee allows it. He's telling the Coogee players that there was someone back there, and I couldn't tell from here at all. The referee's in a decent position. If you don't have two linos, you're going to have decisions like that, and it is the Glebe Gorillas who took an absolute fucking age to put that into the back of the net. He could have called for offside. They should have shot way, way, way sooner. Are 1-0 up in this top of the table clash. Coogee feel aggrieved, and we do have an intense 2 minutes coming up here of tackling from the Gorillas, as this is the time where you are most vulnerable after you score, and the whistle's gone again there, and something's happened off the ball, and Alter is calling over the Coogee number 9. From the kickoff, it seems absolutely crazy, and Alter is getting on top of it. Drop ball, not sure what occurred there. We'll find out in the post-match interviews, I'm sure. Coogee looking to get forward, won by Barnesy, and Barnesy's got Noley easy there and plays it forward, and he gets a little bit of guff from Dermot and from Noley as well, and Macmillan just needs to get back. Good pressure from the Gorillas as well, and the ball falling to them in the tackle is absolutely brilliant tackling. Sometimes you can tackle and the ball just goes anywhere, but playing it to your teammate in the tackle, that's a skill in itself. As Gorillas are passing around this ball still within the 2 minutes from that goal time, and I think it was Bruce who scored that one. Donny being told to get into the game by his coach, and he does have power on the bench. He does have Steve, he does have Omar, he does have Luke, he does have Brian, and he does have Rupert Murray, who is absolutely the finest player the 35s are going to see up front this year. And Bruce does brilliantly to slide in there and win that challenge. The Gorillas just need to stay calm, and they've got another 19 minutes in this half to try and add on to it. And dangerous challenge there, and Lynchy puts his hand up to accept what he's done there to the Coogee fullback, who also accepts that challenge and accepts the apology. Good to see. Macmillan gets a touch, trying to get forward and gets a little bit of contact. John under pressure. Ian takes it, but it's excellent pressure from Coogee. It really is, and they deserve that throw in. It was fantastic pressure by the black and whites. Coogee just looking to square it up a little bit here in the middle and on the scoreline as well. Switch it to the left-hand side. Fantastic ball. Running back post, and Bruce is talking there. And big whistle there from our referee, and a yellow card will go to another Coogee player. Free kick to the Gorillas, who won the ball there, and missing James Lynch, who's back in Ireland. Sorry we can't stream this live for you, James. I'll send it to you, mate. Hope all is well back there. Ed chipping it over to Dermy, and Pat looking for it. So is Barnesy in the middle, and Dermy goes, no, I'm going on a bit of a run, and will chip forward, but you'd fancy the keeper or centre back to win that one. Bruce is quick, but it was always curling away from the Scotsman. Somewhat taught like the Scottish League this year, slipping away from Celtic and slipping away from Rangers, and Celtic are just back in it, and Diarmuid Macmillan is back in it again. He's under a lot of pressure, takes a foul there, and Macmillan isn't happy with that decision at all, and referee will give a card to the number 8 from Coogee. Macmillan not satisfied with that as he played the ball. Distinctly hear his Northern Irish accent. Referee understands that, that's why he's given a yellow card. Short by the Gorillas, looking to play it out, and they haven't turned on any dirt so far. If you are top of the table, teams are going to try and do that against you. John, excellent turn under a lot of pressure, putting in challenges, and Pat comes in and does win the first and second one. Unlucky there. He was a brilliant slide, and Gorillas just need to switch on here and not complain. Shouts from Coogee saying it's the same thing. I disagree. That was a fair challenge. Previous ones where the ball was gone, that's why you'd have yellows dished out, and I can understand a similar call being called for anything similar, but not that one, my Coogee friend. Right back, who's having a good game. Chips it in, back post, and Coogee got good movement. Falls towards Nolly, doesn't win the header. John wins it and plays it long to Pat, who takes it brilliantly on his chest and turns fantastically. An Ipswich Town fan, and he switched and turned around there, absolutely class. Lovely first time ball, and we've got Donny in and just goes beyond the post, but that's much better from the Glebe Gorillas. First time pass there, excellent play from Pat, and Nolly as well. Excellent standard, excellent to see at this level of over 35s on Friday nights. Coogee are a little bit shook, and Gorillas are coming massively into this game, and I'd fancy them to get another before half time. We do have another 14 minutes for that to occur. There is no extra time in either half here for over 35s. It's only in the Men's Premier League that I need to mention of only 6 teams again this year, and Glebe Wanderers have dropped out, and Lynchy heard those calls. There were many of man on. Nolly's on the ball, brings it forward again, and Gorillas playing some really nice stuff, and you'd think Macmillan maybe might suck in one of the 8 or 9 for another challenge again. He's well able to accept those challenges. Coogee don't want to see red in the first half. Seen a little bit of red up by Lynchy. Lovely touch inside by the number 8. Coogee will try and have an effort now under a lot of pressure, and I think it did take a touch, and referee doesn't agree with that, nor does Hillary, the lineswoman. Goal kick for the Glebe Gorillas. Lynchy on it again, looking for his fellow Scotsman Bruce, telling him to get up, son. Ed. Joe. Shouts from Declan Moore going, we're too slow, and they just give it away when they play it long. But John picks up the pieces in the middle. He's had a good first half. He's been calm where we've needed that calm in the middle. Strong challenge, but we're playing on. Falling to Coogee. Nice through ball. Keeper's out, and Coogee don't level it just outside the post. Big opportunity there in the turnaround, and the Gorillas were exposed, and you'd have to say Lister did the correct thing by coming out and narrowing the angle. Get up. Gorillas just need to get their grips together now. They're no way walking away with this game. Coogee will battle and battle to the end, we know that. Long ball to the number 8, and Macmillan gets in front of him and doesn't draw a foul and just gives it away, and still doesn't foul, and we're playing on with Coogee. Playing it out wide. Lynchy being told to get on the ball. Played in past Dialario and straight to Joe. It was a good ball in, and Dialario seemed to know exactly where he was. Coogee playing on. Not playing on. Free kick. And a yellow card for Donny as the shout comes in from Nolly saying, guys, just calm down. And this is a dangerous situation for a free kick when you do have the big centre backs for Coogee stepping forward. I'm sure this will be right-footed, even though he's stepping up left-footed to hit it. It will be left-footed. Surprising. Curled in. Off a Gorilla. Dermy wins the next one. Lots of feet swinging towards it. Falls to Coogee. Another free kick at the edge of the box. In a more dangerous position. Didn't see exactly what that was for. There was feet swinging all over the place, and Gorillas just need to stay a little bit calm, and Lister's coming out demanding that there's 4 in his wall. Lynchy being told to shut his mouth. The referee would give him a 10-minute sin bin. Gorillas are wondering what the free kick was for, but it is a free kick and they just need to organise now. Almost everyone back in this wall. There's 6 players and Lister is talking it really loud. He's confident in there. Coogee couldn't get it over the wall. A good wall. It is a corner. The danger still lurks around the Gorilla goals. 10 minutes till half time. This video is sponsored by Awake Water, the finest water in New South Wales. Coogee looking to take the corner. 4, 5, 6 around the edge of the box and in the box. Around the penalty spot, Coogee do win the header. Keeper comes out, played back in, and Lario wins it. Coogee win the header and it just goes over the bar. The keeper, Lister, was backtracking a little bit. He was confident in his call. Gorillas have gotten over that. Shout for time wasting comes from the right back in Coogee, and he's not exactly wrong. Pat did very well to get up there against the big centre back. It falls to Nolly, as it often fallen to Gorillas in the middle. John getting forward, played it onside, ball in the middle, half chance, cleared out by Coogee. Joe putting lots of pressure there, trying to win it back, but Coogee playing it long again. Ilario needs to win this header, puts it out of play. Gorillas need more bodies back. Referee just marching back the thrower. It took too long, it's gone the other way. You don't often see that, but it's nice to see it, in particular when it goes in favour of your team. I'm not sure what's occurring here. It should be a Gorilla throw. It's actually gone back to a Coogee throw. I would have given it the other way. Coogee looking to clear. Nice dummy by the full back and playing it down the line. Good touch by the striker. Plays it inside, asking for it again. Goes back. Under a little bit of pressure. Got good feet and he is an excellent player, the number 8. I think he played in that final, and nothing given by the referee in the middle, and it is the Gorillas who are on the break. Pat Summerfield gets the first touch and will hit it left-footed. Drags it an awful lot, however, and it will go out for a goal kick, but Coogee are massively questioning what occurred around there on the field about 20 seconds ago. It actually went out for a throw-in after Summerfield's shot. Coogee ball. Gorillas just need to stay tight, keep winning their battles, individual battles. Watching that long ball. Flicked on and comes straight to Lynchy. Wait for it to roll perfectly and take a touch and play it down the line. No late contact there, straight to Coogee feet. Barnesy called way earlier than he should have, looking for that ball. Nice touch by the full back. Quality, in fact. He's been brilliant for Coogee. Great tackle by Nolly, who got in. It doesn't fall to Bruce this time, and Coogee just kick it out of play. They knew they were under a little bit of pressure. Macmillan will take the resulting throw. Long ball down the line, comes off Coogee, another throw for the Gorillas. Throwing it back to Lynchy. Takes a touch, he's got excellent feet, he really does. King of drag backs at centre back. Macmillan, dummies one way, drag back himself. Will just keep possession here. Barnesy under a lot of pressure, lucky to fall to Nolly there. Lynchy. Pat telling John to turn, still John on the ball, under a lot of pressure, loses the ball. Coogee trying to pass it out, and lovely through ball down the line. Got one in the middle, early ball. De Ilario wins that one. And again by De Ilario, excellent positioning by Eduardo De Ilario, and Pat shouted for that one. Coogee playing on, Gorillas questioning, was that an offside? Long ball by Coogee, excellent effort, just goes over the bar. Macmillan just trying to get his purple and white team to half time. Coogee in their black and white stripes, black shorts, black socks as well, same as our assistant referee and referee. Gorillas just passing it around nicely now. Macmillan in a little bit of space. Finds Bruce under pressure, turns excellently. Lovely outside chop, and he's away from the full back now. He might cross it with his left foot, pulls it back on his right, tries to find John in there and intercepted. Coogee keep possession. Excellent win by Eduardo De Ilario, got in front there, and Coogee shouting for everything. Bruce being told to fill in, a lot of pressure there. Dermy getting forward, still having an effort. That was Pat. Coogee couldn't break out comfortably this time. Another late challenge. Referee does blow his whistle, and it will be a free kick to the Gorillas with 2.5 minutes to go in the first. No card this time. 3 cards for Coogee, 1 for the Glebe Gorillas. That's Donny. Drop ball, no free kick given at all. And Macmillan on the ball tries to feed it in to Bruce, who fought fairly for that and will win a throw in. Coogee winning that and hooping it forward again. What a touch, excellent stuff by the number 6. Great pressure by Nolly. Donny has to be a little bit more careful with those challenges, I guess. It was perfect, he got away with it, I guess. Dermy's got a man back post, played in, one towards Dermy. He knew exactly where it was going to be and just deals with it. Definitely slowing it down a little bit there. Coogee looking to keep it to feet. Almost a nice flick, and he's done. He's on the ground. He's not delighted. He's worked quite hard, number 9, in this first half. Number 8 goes down after that challenge. Coogee didn't seem to have a big bench there. The Gorillas definitely have the bigger of the benches. That's number 5. That's the full back who has been impressive. Macmillan will be looking for Bruce down the line, and John as well. Referee telling him to go. Good throw, and will be another one for the Gorillas. They'll march it down towards half time now. There is less than a minute remaining in this first half. Gorillas with that 1 goal advantage, their biggest chance of the first half, their only real clear-cut chance of the first half. Coogee were calling offside. Another chance possibly here for the Gorillas, cleared out by Coogee, nicely to feet. Dangerous challenge by Barnesy, he's gotten away with it. It was studs absolutely on the top of a toe there, and a lot of pressure on Dermy, who was getting forward. It will be a final corner of the half for the Glebe Gorillas. The referee will allow it to go ahead. Phil making sure that someone is back giving instructions. I'd be telling him to get forward, actually. It's the last play of the half. Half-time whistle goes. The Gorillas should have gotten it into the box. They were happy just to pass it around there a little bit short and delay time. It is 1-0 to the Glebe Gorillas at half-time. We'll be back with the second half, however long the referee decides to have for half-time. It is always varied here on Friday nights.